He's back. There are guys that are quicker than he is. He's got great hands, and Joe Broom said we can't afford any fumbles back there. Clock is stopped. 11:25 left to play. Loyola on top, 14-7. We'll be back in just a minute.
McDonald's new McDLT could be the best tasting lettuce and tomato hamburger ever.
In perfect harmony. You taste the hot, you taste the cool, the way it's supposed to be. It's a good time for the great day.
And that was just your first bite.
When you choose a gift for someone you care about, why set them up for the long haul?
You want to return what? You call that a receipt? Sorry, all sales are final.
Why not give the gift everyone wants, a Maryland Lotto subscription? Pick up an application from any Maryland lottery agent, fill it out, mail it in, and for as little as $10, you're giving a gift that could be worth millions instead of this.
Merry Christmas.
Excitement's in the air now at Tate Dodge. Tate's just unloaded a huge shipment of new Dodge cars and trucks. Excitement's in the air. Tate now has 8.6% APR financing or $500 cash back on selected models. Plus savings up to $550 on models available with special equipment packages. Excitement's in the air. Hurry for your great Tate deal on a new Dodge car or truck today at Tate Dodge, Ritchie Highway, Glen Burnie.
Nobody has what Tate has.
Now get deep discounts at Tate Nissan in Annapolis.
11:25 to play. Loyola on top, 14-7. We're in the fourth quarter. Frank Gelati's got him in the power I formation. Check it. We've got a new quarterback in. Mike Tribby's in. And I'm not sure if Frank Gelati was injured on that last series or not. We see Frank standing down on the sidelines. Appears to be all right. Mike Tribby is a junior. 13 of 23 on the season for one touchdown and 166 yards. And kind of a strange move, John. Fourth quarter in the big game, and Frank Gelati, the guy who's been running the club all year, is not in there.
Yeah, it's hard to figure as well, especially as you say, Gelati's last game. I would think there has to be something wrong with him. There must be an injury of some sort. I can't see what other reason Joe Broom would do to take him out of the game.
Had some penalties, but I don't think they've been Frank's doing, at least.
2 yards to the 42-yard line.
Third down and 8 coming up as Gurley picked up 2. So Mike Tribby, 155-pound junior, now running the offense for Loyola. And Tribby's back to throw on third down, fires to the flat and completes it for a big first down. I'll tell you what, John, that was a great throw as Mike Tribby really zipped it into Rob Klein. Danny Dubbs on the coverage.
Now, the numbers that you read just a little earlier when Tribby came into the game, they don't sound that impressive, but just remember you're talking about a guy who didn't play that much. He shows here that he is the heir apparent as he tosses this one. A good throw, throws it towards the sideline so it's outside of the defense.
They were in Mike Tribby's face, and he really got something on it as he completed the pass to Klein. Now, 1st and 10. Just across midfield into Calvert Hall territory. Fakes the handoff. Tribby rolling, looking upfield, throwing incomplete. Tried to get it to McGonigal, but the ball was behind him, and pretty good coverage out there.
There's a look at Gelati. Now, Scott, we should point out Gelati missed 2 games this year, and for half of another game, he really couldn't even throw. So he has had some injury problems as well, and you have to wonder if maybe his arm's bothering him. I'm not sure if it was a shoulder or an elbow, but as I said, missed 2 games and another one, couldn't throw in half of it.
Andre Berry on the coverage for Calvert Hall on that last play. 2nd down and 10. From the eye, it's Gurley and Spragues behind Tribby. Fake. Tribby looking to throw, throwing, and it's incomplete. Incomplete on the coverage was Andre Berry. Pass was intended for Rob Klein, but Berry's picked off one pass, was right out there in good position. So now it's going to be 3rd and 10. As we said earlier, don't forget the NFL football coming up here on Channel 2 right after this one. The Jets and the Detroit Lions from the Silverdome in Pontiac.
New York Jets having a great season, leaders in the AFC East after that big win over New England last week.
And the Lions have beat teams like Dallas, Miami, and San Francisco at home, so that ought to be a good one today. Tribby wants to throw. Pump fake, throwing deep, and it's incomplete. Tried to get it to Pat Leahy, but he was well covered. Danny Dubbs was down there, and really no chance of a completion. So 4th down coming up, and Joe Brune sends in his punter, Chris Baines.
I wonder, Scott, if on that series that Tribby came in, they were throwing the ball more than they were. Perhaps
he's the
Brune
thrower.
feels Tribby's the thrower, and he can toss the ball a little more and go long.
Number 24, Danny Dubbs.
Kind of a strange time to really go to the air, though, when they had a 14-7 lead, and you think they want to grind it out with Gurley a little bit. Baines punt, fair catch called and made by Danny Dubbs. So Calvert Hall's got a long ways to go, but they've got the football on about their own 22-yard line. 9.5 minutes left. Then there's going to be a decision if they do score, John. If they get it down that end, what does Augie do? Does he kick the point to tie or go for 2 to win?
You have to wonder. He's got a little streak of 7 wins going, but do you want that streak ended with a tie, or do you want it ended with a win? It's a question of whether, you know, it's still a streak for Loyola if they tie the game. It's still a streak without winning it, so make that decision when he gets there.
Marzullo calling signals from his own 22, rolling right, looking to throw. Flips it ahead, completes it to Sean Lyles. Lyles on his feet, still on his feet, breaks about 2 tackles and gets all the way up to the 45-yard line. Kevin Lyles ran right over Chris Baines, and what power he showed that time. A big play, and Calvert Hall needed a big play.
You say he ran over Baines, that's the only way you can describe it. He takes the pitch. Baines has him dead to rights. There's no way to go as you watch him haul the ball in. First he makes a nice move, gets around one man. Now he's head-to-head with Baines and just bowls him over, knocks him back a few yards, and rolls out another 5 yards.
Also ran out of a tackle from Tom Burt and really took a pretty good hit from McGonigal. Now they run it straight ahead. Big hole. That's Kevin Lyles. He's across midfield into Loyola territory at about the 43-yard line. So suddenly, Kevin Lyles has come up with 2 big plays, and the Calvert Hall offense has caught fire. 16 yards, and that's a concern, Joe Brune.
I'll tell you, if Calvert Hall can roll this ball down and get a touchdown, Joe's going to wonder about not running off some of that clock.
Still a lot of time left in the 4th quarter, 9 minutes to play. Marzullo lost his footing and slips down. That's a shame. That would have to happen because that's the weather coming into the game. We told you the field was wet. Had a lot of rain the last couple of days.
Also 5 yards to the 47-yard line. 2nd down and 15.
-5 as Chris Marzullo lost his footing. And now looking at a 2nd and 15 from the Loyola 47. Inside handoff. That's Mike Sanders, and he got 4 or 5 back. They're still going to bring up about 3rd and 11. What do you do, Coach?
Well, I'll tell you, at this point, if you hadn't lost that 5, I don't think the way they're running the ball, they would have had any problem getting the 1st down. That's a long way to go to depend on something. I think maybe you might see Marzullo roll out a little bit on this, put the ball up in the air, or if he sees anything open, he's running. At least you keep your options open that way.
Pat McGovern checks back into the backfield. He's the fullback. May want him back there to protect Marzullo. Now they run that reverse play again, and it's Kevin Lyles. Pitch it over to Marzullo, and he's going to have the 1st down. He's all the way down to the 22. And that's the other play they ran off of that in practice. Augie has come up with more trick plays in these kind of games, and that was another one.
I'll tell you, that's
they ran the inside reverse to Kevin Lyles, and Lyles then pitched to Chris Marzullo, the quarterback. There's the inside handoff.
I had my eyes on Marzullo because I figured he was just out there for the fake, but there he is to receive the pitch, and he takes it and makes a good run to get up good yardage. Maselli has shown us some trick plays in years past. He's done it again.
Give Kevin Lyles some credit for making a good pitch because 2 guys were hanging on him. And now we're back to live action. Marzullo looking to throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was nearly intercepted. Bill Wrightson had his hands on it as they tried to get it to Gary Oakes.
There were a couple of guys in Oakes' face, but if Marzullo could have drilled that ball through, Oakes was open. But two players came across. Both of them might have had a shot at getting their hands on it, diving and knocking it down.
7:15 left. Second down and 10. Calvert Hall on the move. They need a touchdown and a point after to tie it. They're trailing 14-7. This is Kevin Lyles, 20-15, and gets inside the 15. Kevin Lyles, he's just a junior, 6'1", 190-pounder, averaged over 5 yards a carry this year, rushed for 204 yards. They spot it right on the 15. 3rd and 3.
Once again, though, Maselli has gone back exactly to what's got him there. Looks like Calvert Hall has called the timeout.
So the clock is stopped. 7:10 to play. 14-7 Loyola. Calvert Hall's on the move. We'll be right back.
The Nissan Challenge isn't something they run at Baja. It's your Nissan dealer's biggest selling event. Nissan challenged them to clear out every truck, then ship them more. They all have to go. No problem. 86 trucks sell for 84 prices. This standard 4x sells for less than the 84 price. Then you start dealing, and you've got the buy of the year. The challenge is on. The prices are great. There's no better time to buy. Get the deal of your life now at one of these participating Nissan Datsun dealers.
At Giant, caring about freshness is only the beginning.
Well, it looks like we might have another classic finish in the 66th meeting between Calvert Hall and Loyola. 14-7, but Calvert Hall knocking on the door for that tying touchdown.
Happens every year we come here. We're talking about a 2-9 team against a team that's 7-1-1.
It's 3rd and 3. Now they've got 2 shots at it. They're down in that 4-down territory. Joe Brune yelling instructions out, and now we've got Calvert Hall, I think, jumped offside.
I think so. I think you're right, Scott. Looked like half the left side of the line stood up. Don Wright.
Number 64, Dion Wright, could have been the man.
It looked like he wasn't the only culprit. He might be the one who gets nailed with it. It is procedure against Calvert Hall. But it looked like almost the whole left side of the line went, which usually indicates there's a mix-up somewhere.
Joe Brune was yelling to his defense. He wanted them to shift to their left. There's John McGeehan, one of the coaches for Loyola. So now instead of 3rd and 3, it's 3rd and 8. That changes things, and now Marzullo's going to try to throw. Throwing out incomplete for Sean Lyles. Chris Baines on the coverage, and now you're really looking at a big play. 4th and 8.
Well, 4th and 8, but there's a lot of time left in the game. Now, can you bring in your field goal kicker? Then that sets up if you can get another touchdown.
And that's what they're going to do. It may be, we watched him hit some 35-yarders. This is going to be about 37 or 38, John, for Bill Karpovich. Remember, he's the soccer player that came out halfway through the season and asked if he could help out. Now they're going to try a fake. They throw it to Mike Sanders. 20, 15. Did he get it? He's down close to the 10. That's a first down.
It looks like they might mark him short. Like
No,
that he stepped out of bounds.
They mark it back. They mark it back at about the 13, and that will be short, John. They had to get first down Loyola. But what a play.
He had the first down if he didn't step out of bounds, Scott, but I think on his own, his left foot just caught the sidelines or just outside the sidelines. What a trick play again, though, as Augie goes for it.
I don't know if we've got a replay on that, guys, but it'd be worth taking a look at if you... Okay, all right. It was that formation left, and the kicker and the spotter over at the ball, and the quick toss went to Mike Sanders, and they came up just short, but they still have Loyola deep in their own territory with 7 minutes to play. And that's still Tribby at quarterback, and he's run down from behind by Mike Hollinshead. A nice play as Hollinshead came across from the left side of the defense to run down Tribby.
It is a good play, and perhaps that's what you're losing a little bit by not having Gelati in there at quarterback. He runs a little better, but as we say, we're not really sure why Gelati has come out of the game. He had some injury problems earlier in the season, kept him out of a couple of games, and maybe has arm trouble. Maybe Joe Broon just feels he's got a better passer in there with Tribby.
Picked up 3 on the keeper by Tribby. 2nd and 7 from the 17. Rolling to the near side. Looking up for McGonigal. It's complete. Bruce on his feet. 40, 45, midfield. Still on his feet all the way down to the 30-yard line. That's Bruce McGonigal. The big play is made by the good players, and McGonigal makes a big play for Loyola. Look at the celebration down there.
That shows up as a 53-yard pass and run, but you got to give a lot of the credit, most of the credit, to Bruce McGonigal, because after he hauls in the ball, he shows his tremendous strength. Tribby here just moves out to his right, rolls, looks like he might run, and then tosses a strike to McGonigal. Now he's trapped by 2 players. Both missed tackles as he rolls out of that one. Looks like he might get a block. Doesn't need it, as Oakes can't get him to haul him down, and he rolls up a big play.
Andre Berry missed him. Oakes missed him. And now they go straight ahead. Penalty markers down with Gurley. Gurley picked up about 3. We'll await the flags. Clock stopped with 5:59 left. Holding call against Loyola. That's the call from referee John Fritz.
Steve Gurley, the ball carrier.
Now Loyola has to start thinking, I would think at this point, with just under 6 minutes left, naturally they'd love to get a touchdown, put this out of reach. But even a field goal, Scott, if you can get it in field goal range, and punch it through, it's going to make a big difference.
If I'm Joe Broon, I don't want Calvert Hall to get their hands back on the ball, because you wonder what Maselli's got left in that bag of tricks.
That's right.
We saw 2. We saw the pitch and go on the reverse, and then the fake on the field goal attempt.
2nd down and 20.
2nd and 20 after the penalty. Tribby sets to throw. He's throwing deep for McGonigal, and it's overthrown. Andre Berry on the coverage.
Berry was with him step for step, but again, McGonigal's so big, you can be with him step for step, and if the ball is thrown just beautifully and upstairs, he's going to go up and take it away from just about anybody. That time, Tribby's arm just a little too strong.
Berry is 5'7". McGonigal is 6'4", so you know, he's going to get those balls if they're in his area. Like you said, Tribby with a good arm, but a little too strong that time. Bruce McGonigal, remember, he goes both ways. He's running those deep patterns. He's got to be sucking some air, and that's Gurley straight ahead. Gets down to about the 35. Kevin Lyles on the tackle. Trying to get the football out now and force that fumble.
Tackle by number 80, Mike Hollingshead.
There's Mike Tribby. He's a junior. Not sure he was expecting to be in there today, but here he is with the game on the line.
No, I don't think he was either, and I have to think, Scott, that probably Joe Broon just feels he's got a stronger arm in there, especially if Gelati is in arm trouble that he did have a little bit of this year.
3rd and 15. I formation. That's McGonigal in motion. Tribby rolling that way, and he's sacked. Big play by 2 of the Calvert Hall Cardinals. Number 25 there. That's Eric Kenworthy. Mike Sanders. So it looks like the Cardinals are going to get the football back. 4.5 minutes left in the game. The clock is running. Wonder if they might go after this punt, John, try to block it.
Oh, I think they definitely will, Scott. At this point, deep in their territory. And especially Loyola's had good coverage on their special teams. Probably trying to angle
Chris Baines. Here comes the rush. They didn't get it, and they didn't run into him. And Baines hits a dandy. And it sails into the end zone where it'll be a touchback. Calvert Hall will start from their own 20 with 4:07 left in the game.
Calvert Hall will take over 1st down and 10 from their own 20.
We're going to keep it right here. Again, the reminder, as soon as this one is over, we will join NBC for coverage of the Detroit Lions and New York Jets. NFL 85 followed by the broadcast. See part of the sideline crew looking on down there. So Augie Maselli hoping his offense can go 80 yards here and knock this thing up. And Calvert Hall is going to take a timeout with 4:07 to play. Timeout on the field. 14-7 our score. We'll be right back.
Your friends at Santoni's Supermarkets would like to extend their warmest Thanksgiving wishes to you and your family. At Santoni's, serving you is our pleasure.
Your Toyota dealer is running out of room. We're wall-to-wall with new Toyotas. So you know now's the time to get a great deal. The selection is incredible. There are more Toyota cars than ever before. More Toyota trucks. And lots more Toyota vans. There's plenty of room for dealing because, believe me, there's no room for any more cars. So see your Toyota dealer now while the Toyotas are wall-to-wall. And squeeze out a great deal. Who could ask for anything more?
Amoco is proud to support the Council on Economic Education in Maryland, the Maryland Science Center, and the Boy Scouts in Baltimore. Happy holidays from the Baltimore Trophy House, Baltimore's best for all your award and trophy needs with personalized and quality service. Baltimore Trophy House salutes the 66 Calvert Hall Loyola game.
Scott Garceau and John Saunders wishing you a happy Thanksgiving. We've got 4 minutes and 7 seconds left, and that will determine which of these teams has a happy Thanksgiving. The turkey doesn't taste as good if you lose this game.
You break a 7-game losing streak, you know it's going to taste good for Joe Brown.
1st and 10 from the 20. They come straight ahead with Kevin Lyles, and he got about 6.
Kevin Lyles, the ball carrier.
Now, Calvert Hall will have to hustle back. It's not in the final seconds or anything, but they want to get back in that huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and get the play off.
Well, when you have to march 80 yards, every second counts when you're under the 4-minute mark. We're down to about 3:40 right now.
Sean Lyles split to the near side. That's him at the bottom of your screen. 2nd and 4, Mike Sanders looking on the right side, has a first down, breaks a tackle, 40, 45, finally knocked out of bounds by Bruce McGonigal. McGonigal does it on both sides. Sanders ran out of a tackle from Andy Wong and picks up 20 yards on the play.
Sanders, a tremendous running back. Again, you pointed out earlier, Scott, not only is he strong and quick, but watch the balance. He takes a couple of licks in there, still manages to stay on his feet, and if not for Bruce McGonigal, this one's gone for a touchdown. McGonigal just big, a little bigger actually, pushes him out of bounds.
You think McGonigal has earned his letter this year?
I think so. They give him an extra big one.
3:32 to play, 1st and 10, Calvert Hall. Handoff comes to Kevin Lyles. He's into Loyola territory all the way down to the 41-yard line. Again, McGonigal and Thuron Mallory on the stop. And the Calvert Hall ground game is really cranking it out.
15 yards on that carry. This is what did it for them in the first half. This is how they got there, and they went away from that plan for a little bit, did Augie Maselli, and it cost them. That's how Loyola managed to take the lead. They've gone back to it. They're successful again.
Sanders and Pat McGovern in the backfield. That's Sanders. And that time he gets a yard or two. Tackle made by number 55, Don McDaniel. Calvert Hall is now rushed for 223 yards. That should get you more than 7 points, but Loyola has the old bend but don't break theory, I guess. Officials timeout.
We got the word, Scott, that Frank Gelati, who's out of the game, is not injured. He's just been taken out of the game. So as we said, maybe Tribby has a stronger arm. As we run down some of our credits, the executive producer, Barry Friedley, producer Art Ford, director Greg Massoni, halftime producer Mike Marqua, associate producer Howard Zeiden, statistician Cliff Jurgen, crew chief George Crone, and all of the fine people.
I'd like to thank my spotter, Jim Haas, who's done such a tremendous job up here in the booth today. That's McGovern, and he got about a yard or so. Any of you moms and dads that may have heard your children's names pronounced wrong or the wrong tackler, Jim was the man who pointed to that name for me.
It's his fault. TD, Bob Ingram, audio, Carl Patchke, video, Fred Stiller, videotape, Tina Verdero. And the cameras, of course. You see the name.
3rd and 6. This is a big play for Calvert Hall. They're on the Loyola 36-yard line. They fake it inside. Marzullo contained in the pocket. Throws it out. It's complete. Good toss to Lyles, who fumbles out of bounds, but that's enough for a first down near the 20-yard line. And give a lot of credit to Chris Marzullo that time, because the Loyola defense contained him. He wanted to get outside, but yet he still spotted Kevin Lyles.
Well, not only is he contained on this pass that covers 16 yards, we're under 2 minutes right now, but there were 2 men on Lyles. One of them, McGonigal, who's not exactly a small target to throw over top of, but Marzullo dropped the ball right over top of McGonigal and right into Lyles' hands. A great pitch, great catch.
Again, if Calvert Hall scores the touchdown, they're still down a point. What do? Do they kick and tie or go for 2? Right now, they want to get it there. And this is Mike Sanders. Penalty markers are down as Sanders only got about a yard or so. Tom Burt on the tackle for Loyola.
Probably a holding call right up in front of Sanders.
Here comes your referee holding the call against Calvert Hall.
Penalties have been not just a factor, Scott, but a key factor in this game. As we watch again on the replay, you see the holding right there on the right side of your screen. There it is. But they've been key because each time, I think it happened to Loyola once, and it's happened to Calvert Hall on 2 occasions that they've gotten close. It's come back to haunt them.
Calvert Hall came into this game with 50 penalties on the season for 409 yards.
Running down a few more of the people who make this program a possibility.
1st and 20. Marzullo chased to the near side, now flips, and it is incomplete. Kevin Lyles couldn't hang on to it. Would have been a short gain of about 4 yards on the play.
Lyles is appealing, but the ball hit him in the chest, then bounced into the dirt, then back up into his arms. He's trying to get a cheapie on that one.
1:34 now left in the game. Maybe time for the inside handoff reverse with the pitch on it.
Inside handoff, reverse pitch, call your mother, tell her to slice the turkey, get it into the end zone, we tie the game. Play. Works every time.
2nd and 20, Sean Lyles to the top of your screen. Marzullo fakes, steps up, throws. It's complete to Oakes. He's inside the 15, down to about the 14. They have to get down to about the 11 for a first down.
I tell you, that play right there, I think they can do that all day because Oakes has been open up the middle all day. He's a big guy, a big target. He seems to find a way inside the coverage. He finds the seams and gets between it every time.
Good block by Dion Wright there to give Marzullo time to throw the football. So now 3rd and 4, and the crowd really getting into the game. Quick pitch to Mike Sanders, and he's dropped for a big loss. And John, it was real interesting because the Loyola bench was yelling to the defense to go to that side, and that's what they did. Calvert Hall apparently out of timeouts, 40 seconds left in the game, and now they're looking at about a 4th and 9.
Chris Arthur was one of the guys back there on that tackle who nailed him in the backfield.
This is the game on the line right here. 4th and 9, 25 seconds left. Marzullo back to throw. Throws for Lyles. It's intercepted. Picked off by Mallory. And he's got a chance to go all the way. Finally gets pushed out of bounds up near midfield. There, Mallory intercepts. There's 11 seconds left. And Joe Brune's got himself a hug. It's been a long time since they've got Calvert Hall, but it looks like it's in the bank now.
7 in a row for Calvert Hall, about to come to a close with 11 seconds left in the game. Marzullo with a valiant effort to push him out of bounds. Otherwise, this is 6 going the other way. But just the same, it's incidental, rather, because Loyola's going to come out with a victory today.
Well, you have to feel great for Joe Brune and his kids. They've waited a long time for this one. And some credit on the other side, too, for an underdog team, Calvert Hall, who battled down to the final seconds. And Tribby just takes the snap, kneels down, and that's going to end the game. Well, wait a minute now. Penalty marker's down. So the clock stopped with 9.
Gelati's back in the game. He took that handoff. The senior quarterback in his final game is going to wind up the game, although he did come out for much of the second half.
Mark Milligan shaken up on the play. That's Mark down on 2 knees right there. And he's all right, back on his feet. Milligan, besides playing right tackle, is also the kicker for the Dons. He's a busy guy, a senior. Gets a good hand. And the fans down below us here on the Loyola side are really whooping it up. 9 seconds left in the game. 14-7 Loyola, as Theron Mallory came up with the interception on 4th and 10 to kind of put it away.
First down at 15.
That's Gelati back in at quarterback now, and Frank takes the snap, kneels down, and that's going to do it. Time has expired after a long dry spell. The Loyola Dons are going crazy down on the field, hugging each other. Great win for them, John.
It certainly is. Everybody talked about Gelati and McGonigal, but I think Loyola proved that they're a well-balanced team, and it's a good win for Joe Brune as he hugs his senior McGonigal, who's going on to bigger and better things in college.
Augie Maselli comes over, shakes the hand of Joe Brune, and now the line forms out at the 50-yard line. And these guys might be arch rivals, but they'll walk by and shake hands and congratulate Loyola on their victory. So Loyola will probably finish #1 in the polls with this win today, 14-7, and we saw a good football game, John.
We certainly did see a good game. 14-7, you wouldn't think we were talking about a team that's #1 ranked and a team that won 2 games all year. But again, you throw it all out on Thanksgiving, and they put on a good show every year, and once again, they've done it.
So congratulations to Joe Brune and Augie Maselli and their clubs that both put on a good show here today, as the 66th meeting between these two schools winds up with Loyola winning the final score 14-7. That's it from the stadium. 14-7 the final score. We now join the NFL 85 in progress.
The country and men like Franklin Rose.